Al York Sports. 15 quickest minutes in sports. Holla at your boy, bruh. Dr. Dre classic, baby. Deep cover, baby. Woo! Only the old heads know about this. Only the old heads, baby. Al York Sports, the raw truth. 15 quickest minutes in sports. Feel the vibe, baby. Let's get it, baby. Woo! Let me lower this real quick. Wow. These days just go quick, don't they? I just did a video the other day. It felt like yesterday, man. Let's get it cracking. Like I always say before I start my show, make sure you go to YouTube, like, share, comment, hit the notification bell, subscribe, do what you gotta do. You know I'm doing what I gotta do. And shout out to the East Coast, West Coast, Midwest, Las Vegas, New York City, LES to the death, Triple H, everything, Dwayne Beeman, September 24th, big fight. Credit fix, never too late to get your credit fix. IG me, inbox me, email me, al.newyork@yahoo.com. And you need advertisement, hit your boy up. I got you in 3 different ways. We'll sit down, we'll holler. I got you. And last but not least, open sessions and giveaways. We continue to get more people. I thank you, y'all, and I just can't appreciate y'all enough. Thank you. Now let's start the show. We're going to start off with sad news. We're going to go into the NFL. Joe Walton, the former New York Jets coach, who built Robert Morris University football program from the ground up, has died at the age of 85. Rest in peace to a solid individual, Joe Walton. Other news, retired Alex Smith, ex-quarterback of the Washington football team, San Francisco 49ers, KC Chiefs, has agreed to join ESPN as an NFL analyst. Salute to Alex Smith. Continue to get blessed after that damaging leg injury you went through. You deserve everything coming your way, brother. God bless you. Other news. The Yankees got back Gerrit, Cody, ace today. Went 5 2/3 against the Halos, left with a 2-1 lead, and that's exactly what the Yankees won by. 2-1. Gerrit Cole picks up the win, and if we're gonna make any damage in the American League East, Gerrit Cole has to be there and get the ball for us on every big game. Now we do need a second guy to step up, but we have to have Gerrit Cole if we're planning to do anything. Salute to Gerrit Cole coming back from that COVID-19 situation. Other news. Day after Tyler Gilbert no-hits the Padres, Cleveland's Tristan McKenzie goes 7 2/3 for the Indians without giving up a hit. Then gave up a single to right field in the bottom of the 8th with 2 outs. Amazing performance by the Indians' Tristan McKenzie, who's just 2-5 this year with a 5.12. But was regarded to be a real good pitcher for the Cleveland Indians, and he definitely dealt yesterday. God bless the Tristan McKenzie on almost throwing a no-hitter right after Tyler Gilbert. Salute to Tristan McKenzie. Other news. San Diego Padres, we all know, don't play without Tatis Jr. Tatis Jr., he's their starter on that team. When he wasn't here, I'm just going to go for the last 10 games. They were 4-6. They were hitting dismal. They had a 4-game losing streak against Arizona out of all teams. Then he comes back yesterday and literally goes 4 for 5, 3 runs scored, 4 RBIs, 2 home runs. This is why Tatis Jr. is not only the possible National League MVP, but is definitely the best player on the San Diego Padres. Yes, I got him over Machado, and I got him over Hosmer. Real talk. Tatis Jr. is the guy on that team. He's their spark plug. You know what I mean? He's the guy that if they're not there, they're not going to do anything. And it's bad enough they don't have no pitching as it is. And, you know, they doing bad. They trailing by 2. As a matter of fact, they leading the wild card by 2.5 games, 10 games behind the Giants, and 6 games behind the Dodgers in the division. So if they're going to hold that wild card berth, Tatis Jr. got to be in there. And also, they just picked up Jake Arrieta, that the Cubs let go. Now, Arrieta was only 5-11 this year with a 6.88, but is in Korea. Arrieta's 115-90 with a 3.93 earned run average. I think Arrieta started to get boring in Chicago. Now, he got something to enlighten him. If this doesn't work for Jake, then Jake better hang it up. They send him to the minors maybe for a few starts, and they're going to bring him up because they need him, because Darvish is out. Their rotation is basically not good at all. Clevenger is out for the year. We know that. Blake Snell's only giving them 5 for 5 in the third innings a game. He's not doing what he was promised to do and paid to do. So if Arrieta could come in and, let's say, give him 5 innings per start and keep him in the game, this would be huge for the Padres, especially with Tatis back, after it was a possibility that he might have been out for the season. So the Padres better step it up. They only got a 2.5 game lead. The Reds are behind them. The Mets are behind them. A lot of teams are behind them. They better get fixed before it's too late, because they will have another season without the playoff, and that'll be real fucked up after the year they put out this year. Great year they put out this year. The Padres have to make at least the wild card, in my opinion. Jake Arrieta, you can't get a perfect situation. Like I said, if this don't pan out for you, just fucking hang him up. Other news, we're going to go to the NBA, the hardwood. The Los Angeles Clippers acquired Eric Bledsoe, who played for them before, from the Memphis Grizzlies, for Patrick Beverley, Rajon Rondo, Dario Arturo. This deal saves the Clippers $30 million. This is what I was saying the other day on the comments. This was a money move. Like, this wasn't a straight trade. I mean, how you gonna give 3 players for Bledsoe who ain't been doing shit lately? It's obviously a salary cap move, and not only that, this creates an 8.3 trade exception for the Clippers to be utilized in 1 year. So they gotta utilize that trade exception this year. So they save, they save cap luxury taxes, 30 M's. They had to do that, once, playoff piece sign that long term, and Kawhi Leonard just signed that 4-year extension. So the Clippers had to do some shuffling, and that's exactly what they did. And great move by the Clippers by not only, getting rid of all that money, now they got an 8.3 trade exception where they can pick up another key body. Great move by the Clippers. Other news, NFL. I'm going to go through some preseason. Got some scores from preseason. I'm not too big on preseason, but, all these young players, Fields, Wilsons, the Lawrences. I mean, this is great for the NFL and great for us to watch these young kids, at least even if it's like for 2 drives, 3 drives. But to me, that's when the preseason ends for me. I'm not too interested on the third backups or the second backups, but I like to see the young boys go out there and get rep. But let me give you some scores over the weekend. The Titans beat Atlanta 23-3. The Broncos beat Minnesota 33-6. The Bengals beat the Bucks 19-14. Bills beat the Lions 16-15. Browns beat the Jags 23-13. Texans beat Green Bay 26-7. You see a lot of these games, if these are regular season games, these will all practically be upsets. So, in other words, take the underdog if you bet in preseason. I don't bet preseason, but you're better off just taking underdogs, and you will win more than you would lose, guaranteed. The Cardinals beat the Boys 19-16. Baltimore beat the Saints 17-14. Chiefs beat the Niners 19-16. Bears beat Miami 20-13. Big game by Fields. Jets 12, Giants 7. Wilson show class. And Vegas Raiders beat the Seattle Seahawks 20-7. And a real good game by the Raiders. Hopefully they can play tough like that all year. You see I'm wearing their gear just for today, showing love to Las Vegas. The Chargers beat the Rams 13-6. Carolina 18, the Colts 21. So let me say it correct. Colts 21, Carolina 18. Those are your preseason scores for the weekend. And like I said, I'm not too big on preseason, but I got to mention it and I got to talk about it. If I don't, then I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. So let me go like I do every week or twice a week. I give you updates on the National League East, American League East, which are the Mets and the Yankees, me being an official New Yorker. Mets have fallen to third place, as I predicted. Braves are 62-56, Phillies 61-57, Mets are 59-58. Now, my boy Dog Catcher got the Phillies coming out the division. Me and Humpty like the Braves to come out. And a lot of you guys like the Mets, who are New York Met fans. But this is the problem. And plus, let me say this, in the wild card, the Mets are out 6.5. So the Mets basically got to win the division. The wild card is going to be tougher because you got a lot of teams with better records. This is the thing. Like I said, not only did you pick up Javier Baez, who's an original shortstop, and you got one in Lindor. I could see if Lindor was out for the season, kind of like when the Dodgers picked up Machado when Seagal was out for the season. But that's not the situation. Lindor's going to be back soon. Then you're going to have to force Baez at second. I didn't like that right off the rip. And then, you know, Atlanta retooed. They lost Acuna. Ozuna got a strangulation charge on him. So they picked up Peterson and they picked up Solar. Two great pickups for the Atlanta Braves. They believing that their pitching would come back around and their bullpen would settle. And you know their hitters are going to hit. Braves got hitted. Their hitters are going to hit. So these two big acquisitions were huge for the Atlanta Braves. Now the Phillies made two decent acquisitions. They picked up two left-handers who could eat up innings. And I'm lying, a left-hander and a right-hander. Let me say it correct. They picked up J.A. Happ and Cal Gibson. Now, Cal Gibson's having a huge year this year, or he was having a huge year for the Minnesota Twins. And now he's done decent in a couple of starts with the Phillies. Cal Gibby. So that has to be an upgrade because J.A. Happ can get you at least 4 to 5 innings. Phillies got an okay bullpen. And then Gibby could get you 6 to 7 innings. So that is, to me, is a slight upgrade. Nothing big, but it's a slight. Now the Mets picking up Baez. I love Baez, but it's a bad pickup. If you would have picked up Bryant, then I would have been like, you know what? That's decent. Bryant could play third. Bryant could play right field. He could play left field. You can shift them all around. But with Baez, you take time away from O'Neal. And then you got to put him in when Lindor's hurt. So, I don't know, man. To me, I don't like the fit. I love Baez, but I don't like him in this situation. I felt Baez would have probably been, let me see, I'm trying to think of a team that he would have probably been a better a fit for. It's hard to think one right off the head, but definitely this team wasn't a good fit for him. You know, I was going to say the Phillies, but they got Gregorius over there who's playing pretty decent ball right now. But somebody that really needed a shortstop that's trying to get into the playoff. I would say the Athletics, but they got Andrews who's kind of playing pretty good. You know? Or even the Yankees who, you know what I mean, that we got Torres out there, but Torres is naturally a second baseman. So, you know what? That would have been better if the Yankees would have picked up Baez. That would have made more sense than the Mets picking them up. But like I said, you know, the Mets are who they are. They didn't really retool. You know, you already know you struggle every second half and you don't retool. I mean, this is obvious they're not going to make the playoffs. If they make the playoffs, they only going to last one round. So it ain't even worth it. They should have retooled. Everybody else kind of got better except them. Even the Dodgers zoomed through the roof by getting Scherzer and Turner. You know what I mean? Everybody improved except the New York Mets. I mean, Baez, to me, bad situation. That's why I don't see it as a huge improvement. Let me go to the Yankees in the American League East. We're playing the best baseball right now in the second half, or the second best record, from my understanding. One game out. One team that's playing a better second half than us. I can't remember them right off the head. But we won about eight straight series, and if we beat the Halos, we up 1-0 on them. Matter of fact, it's 9 straight series because that's a makeup game, so that's a win series to me. That makeup game is a win series. So 9 straight win series. We're playing great baseball. We just got Gerrit Cole back, so a lot of things are starting to, you know, the puzzle's starting to fit. Gallo's starting to hit. Stanton doing what he needs to do. Judge doing what he needs to do. Odor is a fucking beast. His average might not indicate it, but the boy can play second, the boy can play third, the boy can hit, the boy is tough. I love Rudolph Odor that we picked up for the Rangers. we still lacking pitching. No matter what we do, we lacking pitching. And until we get another pitcher or somebody really, really steps it up. I mean, really stepped it up. Whether it's Harmon that steps it up, Montgomery who steps it up. I mean, I'm hearing that Severino's supposed to come back. We can't trust Severino. But let's just say, for crying out loud, he comes back and he's deadly. That'll be maybe our season savior. We need a number 2 starter. We got a bunch of 3s and 4s. We need a number 2. Kluber's 60-day. I don't know if Kluber's going to get back. If he does get back, maybe 3rd, 4th pitcher. We need Severino to come back. I know it's a long shot, but I'm telling you, we are not going to win a series if we don't get a number 2 starter. And I'm a Yankee fan. I love my Yankees, but I just can't see us moving on when you got all these teams that got 3 solid starters that are all going to the playoffs in the American League. You know, I'm a truthful guy. I'm a Yankee fan, but I keep it all the way 100. I love y'all, Al York Sports. And like I said, man, 15 minutes of sports. We already done. I went a minute after. Tune in on Friday for open sessions and giveaways. Deep cover, Dr. Dre. Love y'all, Al York Sports. The raw truth, keeping it West Coast, baby. Hold your head, man. Love.